Some of that, I kind of want some of that gospel that the original gospel.
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Cumulon Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we show that we care about the things that we do. And hopefully today I can share some information that you can do something with. Remember, this time of the year is very important that you reach out and touch someone. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know that you love them, you care about them. And once again, like I say, this time of the year is very important because people seem to be so caught up in the season. And the season is about others, not really about yourself. And we want to be able to just let people know that we're thinking about them, even if you're not able to say buy them a gift or do anything of that sort. You know, we get caught up in our own little world and we forget about the people that are around us. We forget about moms and dads and uncles and aunts and grandparents. But just reach out and touch someone. And most important, like I always say, be very careful while you're out here shopping because we get, once again, caught up in this world of gifts and buying, and you get so happy and tickled to death and caught up in what you're doing, you don't really pay attention to your surroundings and not being able to pay attention to your surroundings. You allow somebody to perhaps maybe take advantage of you. And then if you see something, say something. You know, it's very important, and I always tell people to show love, show people that you care about them, that you are concerned. And remember, as well, you know, what's going on today is a lot of things that's going on in the world. And it's on TV, it's all over, you know, the politics, and they're playing games, and a lot of people don't have, a lot of people losing their funding. There are people that even working and not getting paid to work, you know, and some of them not even going to be able to recruit at the end, you know, get back pay and what have you. So I would ask, and hopefully that you can take the time out and make better decisions at this point in time, you know, in your buying, in your shopping, in your uh, thinking about tomorrow. Because it's so much is going on. It might be good today, but you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. My mom and dad used to always say, John, if you haven't had a bad day, just hold on. It may be good right now, but just hold on. That bad day is coming. And if you haven't had a good day, and all of them seem to be just so bad, just hold on. That good day is coming. So, in other words, life brings about a change. It's kind of like a roller coaster. It's up and downs. And sometimes you have a lot of ups, and then sometimes you have a lot of downs, and you don't really know which one coming first. But most important is not what you do, is how you do what you do when you do it. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. So, what I'm asking and saying to you guys is to, when you're shopping, be conscious, pay attention, and maybe perhaps think about the way you're spending right now. Because when you're spending, you know, you're taking your time out and you're spending monies, and you may be spending money that you don't have to spend. You may be, you know, we get so caught up in that Christmas spirit that we buying gifts and buying gifts and buying gifts and doing so many different things. And then when the holiday is over with, we are all sick about it because we done spent all of our little hard earned money on everything that some things could have even waited. Especially right now. Remember what I'm saying. Think about the politics. Think about what you're seeing on the news. Think about the money that you have in your pocket right now. And we got actually less than 2 months before Christmas. We got less than maybe a little over 2 weeks or so before Thanksgiving. And I always tell, and my wife and I, we talks about Thanksgiving, as well as Christmas. Uh, Jesus is the reason for the season, and Thanksgiving, we just take the time out and just thank God for allowing us to make it this far. I have been blessed. I'm 72 years old right now, and in December 31st, I will turn 73 years old. And it's just a blessing to be here because a whole lot of people is gone, didn't make it this far, and I got some family members, some younger than me, sisters and brothers that done passed and went on, and wasn't blessed to live as long as I've been able to. But I thank God for every day. Every day that I wake up, I thank God. So every day is a day of Thanksgiving. And God has been so good to me because He didn't have to allow me to wake up this morning, but He did. And every day that He wakes me up, it puts me in a position to do something better, to make a better decision, and even a chance to, if I messed up yesterday, He give me a chance today to get it right. So, in your getting around, and your going around, and your shopping, think about the money that you're spending because, once you spend it, it's gone. And the bill collectors is going to be on your head. Trust me. Remember, before you do all of that shopping, what I always try to do myself, I make sure that if I have credit cards, I make sure those bills are paid. Remember, I was talking not too long ago about them credit cards and uh, the credit scores and what have you. Well, this is not the time to mess up because it's going to be if you can got all that credit and what have you, and what they say good to me, but it's not good for you because you use that credit card and maybe perhaps put yourself in a situation where you're not able to make the payments next year. You're gonna pay for it because not only they're gonna be on your head calling, want to know when you're gonna pay the bill, but it also gonna mess up those scores too. So remember, some things you need, and there are some things you just won't. So let's make sure that whatever we do is the stuff that we need. That's most important. That's the first priority. Do and get what you need, not what you want all the time. And then if you're able to get some things that you want, that's even better. So then go for it. But make sure you have some kind of a plan that you in the back of your mind, if I do this and if I do that there, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that. Am I gonna be able to be able to maintain because the first of the month my house note is due. I know I got to pay the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill. We also got to eat. We got to make them groceries and stuff. And you're driving cars, you got to make sure the insurance is paid. You got to make sure you got gas in the car to get from A, B, and C. And just being able to maintain and do what you need to do. And let's not get ourselves all caught up because once you make those decisions, it's made. It's a done deal. And what I try to do when my bills come in, I take them all and put them in my back pocket. Each time a bill come in, I put it in my back pocket and I look at the dates. And as the dates approach, whatever, if one is due like today is the 8th, I paid one today already. And if one is due on the night, which I paid today and the night, which is tomorrow, I paid both of those bills today already. And now I'm looking at the one that's due on the 13th. But next week, by the time the 13th, I got a little plan. I'll be able to do that. So make sure that whatever you do and the monies that you spent, you still have to take care of the priorities. The priorities is to maintain the things that you need to do, not want again, but what you need to do. Once again, we get caught up in them wants. And I mean, I want a whole lot of stuff. I want a new car. I want a patio. I want some new furniture. I want a pocket full of money. But unfortunately, I can't get all those things right now. So I just have to plan for it. And I do a little bit at a time. I was telling my partner yesterday, he and I was sitting down talking, and we was talking about the rain and different little things. I don't know about you guys, but me, different things that happen in our lives and different things that's going on in the world, it make me think a lot. And I was telling him about the hard rain when when the rain pour down and it pours down and then it stops. Then that water run off. And I tell him, I say, I like to live life in a sense. I don't want to pour down. I want the slow soaking. So the thing when the rain, the slow rain, it soaks in. So that what I mean by that, things that we do, the things that's going on in our lives, we want it to slowly soak in so we can absorb it, so we can handle it and deal with it slowly. If everything hit you at one time real fast, well, that can cause a shipwreck, car wreck, or whatever. But and I was telling them when it's the slow rain, it slowly rains and it slowly soaks up in the ground, and as it's slowly soaking up and it wets and get the ground and stuff nice, moist, wet. So the grass or the vegetables or the greenery, whatever, it grows. But that hard rain, when it rains fast like that, it pours down and it rolls off, and that's a different effect, different benefit, different response that you'll get from that. So in life, I would like to take my time and live so I can take my time and make the right decisions at the right time and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. When you rushing, you can, like I say, you heard people say when you rushing a lot of time causes shipwrecks, it causes a wreck. So even the police, sometimes when you rush it in a car, it gets you a ticket. So, and I said that to say that sometimes rushing is just not good, period. It high blood pressure, it messes with your heart, it messes with your pressure, it messes with a whole lot of different things. So slow down, take your time, and during these holidays, take your time and make the right decision. Take your time, and when you're making these purchases, think about if I buy this, if I do this, and if I do that, how is it going to affect other things and the things that I need to do and I want to do, and am I going to be able to handle this? Just like I tell people, some people, like big cars, they like Cadillacs, they like Mercedes, and they like Infinities. Well, I tell them to get what you can afford. If you can afford a Cadillac, a Mercedes, an Infinity, or whatever, get it if you can afford it. But remember, the Cadillac, the oil change is one price. The Mercedes, the oil change is another price. That Infinity, the oil price is another price. And I can back up even a little bit. Let's just say a Chevrolet. You can get an oil change for a Chevrolet less than $100, 40, 50, $60. A Cadillac may cost you two, $300. A Mercedes perhaps might even cost three to four, $500. So when you start getting all this nice stuff, remember, along with those things comes a responsibility and an obligation you have to be able to maintain. So ask yourself, do you make enough money to handle that? Well, if you do, good. Get it, because I say that you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, let's make a pimp decision. I think I had a business partner some years ago, and he and I uh, was in the market for a vehicle. So what I did is he went out and bought a brand new. It was in I think '98. He went out and bought a brand new '98, and I was helping him build his business, Chrysler 200. Well, I didn't, even though I was trying to help him and I had my little business going, but I didn't. While I was trying to help him, I didn't see where I needed to be trying to get nothing nights like that, I need a workhorse. I need something to help me to carry the load and go haul and pick up the stuff that I needed. So I went and bought me a 1987 Dodge Caravan. He looked at me, he said, man, he said, and he laughed at me. He said, you know, won't you get you something nice? I said, well, right now I can't afford it. He said, man, what you mean you can't afford it? You can do this, you can do that there. Plus, you helping me, you doing it. Yeah, but if I took that money and did that, I wouldn't be able to help you. So all I'm saying is, at the time, when you can afford it, then do it. If you can't afford it, don't do it. At that time, I wanted a brand new car, a nice car to ride around in, but I figure I can wait on that. It'll come sooner or later. It didn't come right then. I've had new cars, I've had old cars, I've drove all kind of cars. But there's a time and a place and a season for everything. So hopefully today I've said something to give you something to think about. So thank you for listening. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Alcumalon Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Make the right decision. Thank you and have a great day.
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on licmc.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.